On this episode of Finding Festivals, we're heating things up.
3,000 degrees. Woo! That's a lot!
Diving into the innovation of glass.
So Intersection is inspired by these workshops that happened at the museum in 1962.
And discovering how it's shaping Toledo's art scene.
So it really is a pay-it-forward program or project, I should have.
Additionally, we'll explore these must-dos in Toledo, Ohio. Join me at the annual Momentum Art Festival.
Hi, I'm Haylie Robinson, and I'm a former festival queen turned executive producer. Yeah, kind of a career change. If you want to learn more about Finding Festivals, connect me on social media, and get a sneak preview of Season 2, then check out the links in my description below. As always, friends, I advocate for you to keep finding festivals and enjoy the show.
Toledo is known as the Glass City, and on the third weekend of September, they come together to celebrate the local art scene at Momentum. And this year is the International Year of Glass.
Since 1888, glass has been manufactured in Toledo, Ohio, and the city is recognized as the epicenter of the industry. Celebrating the essential role glass has in our society, 2022 was declared the United Nations International Year of Glass. Who better to learn about the glass industry from than the manager of business development at Pilkington, Kyle Sword.
What exactly is this? It's glistening all around us, but where are we?
What you see behind us is our cullet field. So this is a lot of the broken glass that we can't make into regular windshields or regular windows. We'll bring it back out here, and then we reintroduce that into the furnace as a raw material once it's done.
Okay, so this is raw material, or it was once in the furnace and now it kind of just gets repurposed?
Yep, yeah, so we recycle 100% of the glass that we can't use internally. We re-put it into the furnace and use it as a raw material.
Now, Toledo has a sub-name of the Glass City.
Yep.
And we're celebrating the International Year of Glass. But how long has Toledo been making glass?
So Edward Drummond Libby came here a few years prior to Edward Ford. I don't know the exact dates, but like 1870s or something like that. And since that time, you know, dozens of different glass companies have actually started right here in the city of Toledo. A lot of the businesses that were started were actually accidents. You know, they were trying to make something else, and by accident they created this thing, and then it started this entire other industry. So really the foundations of glass manufacturing and technology and innovation are really deep within the city here.
It sounds like it. So there's a lot of experimenting if you're having mistakes turn into successes, right?
Right.
That doesn't happen in every industry,
yeah.
You know? Now, you had mentioned before filming that glass from here can be seen all over the country.
Yep. Yeah, so glass from this factory, you know, when we started here making float glass, actually it was plate glass in the 1898. Plate glass was one of the three things that you needed to make high rises. So you needed elevators, you needed air conditioning, and you needed plate glass. Plate glass was required because it was strong enough to withstand the wind loads at high elevations. So from 1900 to 1960, essentially the glass from this building is in about 1 in 3 buildings that were built during that time. And then for vehicles, we were instrumental in the development of the windshield. We developed the laminated glass process right here in Toledo, and we sourced about 3/4 of the vehicles that went into World War II with all their glass. I mean, 3/4 of the vehicles for the World War II came out of this plant. It was crazy when you think about the scale of all the things that have happened here.
There was a lot of vehicles used in that war,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And it was all made here.
Yep.
In addition to, you know, we learned previously that we had Jeep being here too, so you guys kind of worked together, and
Yeah.
Toledo was just manufacturing the vehicles used in that time.
Yep, yeah, it's very cool. Yeah, and people just finding a way to create new ideas, come up with innovations, get things done, make products, create for the world. I mean, that's what we're known for. But, you know, a lot of people today, what I found is they're just not familiar with the history. They know it's called the Glass City, but they don't know why. So that's why when the UN announced that 2022 was going to be the International Year of Glass, I thought this is the perfect opportunity for the city. Literally, the UN is taking our product and putting it on a platform. So how can we not celebrate this? People look through glass and they take it for granted because it's transparent and it's invisible. And so most of the value that gets created, people are just like, oh yeah, you know, it's just glass. You don't realize all these amazing things that actually happen because you have glass in these different products in life. So again, it's a really nice opportunity just to say, let's celebrate the value that we create for the world. So there's a great opportunity for the city and for our company.
Absolutely, and it even went a little farther because our local art festival kind of honed in on that, and we're celebrating Glass for Momentum, right?
Yep, and we created a program that's called Momentum Intersection as a part of that. And that's a collaboration between our company and the Art Commission in the city, where we give artists our glass and say create something cool with it. People from all over the country are coming here to figure out like what sort of innovation can they do with our products. And honestly, I'm blown away every year at the level of talent and the detail that they come up with on these creative creations.
Wow, so they get to kind of come and see how their medium is made, so that they're even inspired more so to create, right?
It's funny because I never realized it, but like the access that artists have to glass a lot of times can be limited. So blown glass, there's lots of things that they can do with that, but just general glass products that use for industrial applications aren't readily accessible to artists. So what we do is we give them an opportunity to say whatever glass you want to play with, whatever size you want to play with, we'll help get you access to it. And the benefit for us is we get to see glass through new eyes. How are they looking at it? What are they trying to do with it? How are they creating? And maybe that helps, spark our new innovation. That's a lot of how our city's been built and our company's developed technology over the years.
I love that it's kind of a pay it forward. So you kind of built a dynasty through the mistake and the experimentation, but now you're like, all right, let's help the next group of people, the next generation, get inspired and do the same thing and create for our universe.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's really fun, super great community event, great for our employees, and great to have collaboration with a lot of creative people.
After taking a tour of the plant,
Safety first.
and learning more about the manufacturing process,
Wow.
About 3,000 degrees there.
3,000 degrees. Woo! That's a lot.
it's time to discover the transformation from everyday use to works of art. Sophie Ong from the Toledo Art Museum got me up to speed with this year's Momentum Intersection artists.
We're standing in the glass pavilion of the Toledo Museum of Art, and this is a special building in Toledo, but also worldwide. It was opened in 2006 and designed by the architecture duo Sana, and they actually won the Pritzker Prize, which is kind of the most important prize in architecture following this project. And it is a building constructed out of glass, and the glass came from NSG Pilkington, and it complements the museum's glass collection, but is a testament to the importance of innovation to the museum, but also to Toledo as a city.
And so when it comes to the Momentum Intersection, is that something that's always done in tandem with Momentum, or is it specific to the International Year of Glass?
So this project, Momentum Intersection, started in 2018. This year we have the 3 artists, and of course in conjunction with the International Year of Glass that has taken over the Momentum Festival. But this is a project that does happen on an annual basis, and it is such an exciting project. And the connection between art and industry is at the core of the project, but it's also at the core of the glass world in America and the foundation of the American Studio Glass movement, which started here at the museum in 1962.
Really? I did not know that. That's pretty. So the glass art started here in Toledo in this area, in this building.
Yeah. So Intersection is inspired by these workshops that happened at the museum in 1962. The Toledo workshops were the first step in realizing glass on an individual scale.
We have 3 pieces on display for Momentum Intersection. Who are the artists behind them?
The 2022 Intersection artists are Alex Rosenberg, who's based in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Brian Kaur, based in Hastings, Nebraska, and Chuchen Song, she was born in China but lives here in Toledo, Ohio now. What's interesting about all 3 works is they engage with light in very different ways, and Brian's in particular changes dramatically with how the sun moves.
So it's not only just using the material to create a piece of art, but it's also using the natural elements like light to, again, manipulate into the art and the creation. That's really cool.
Yeah.
There's a lot of science that went into that.
There certainly is. And Brian considers himself an artist working with light as his primary material.
Now we have another piece that's done by a more well-known artist, a famous artist out of Philadelphia.
Yes, we have one piece by Alexander Rosenberg, many know. He was on the reality TV show Blown Away. He has made a pretty incredible piece that is dealing with a technology that actually dates back to the 17th century and then gained popularity in the 19th century, and it's that of these magic lantern shows. So he's created, using Pilkington float glass, some glass slides, and then constructed this light show, and it incorporates trash that he found in his city.
And it also like turns on, right?
It turns on, so it is a kind of choreographed light show. So it's on for 5 minutes and then it will turn itself off and then be off for a little bit and then turn back on again. The third work in the show is a piece by glass artist Chuchen Song, and Chuchen grew up in China, and that upbringing is clearly evident in her work. Glass is certainly at the heart of this museum and of course at the heart of the glass city of the city of Toledo.
While her creation is stunning in person, I wanted to learn more about the artist herself. Chuchen shared her inspiration behind her Momentum intersection piece.
And now a message from our generous underwriters and donors.
Finding Festivals is brought to you in part by
Find some Lake Erie love? It's a sure thing. Learn how at shoresandislands.com and start an adventure today.
Toledo, more than you ever imagined. Learn more at visittoledo.org.
The Fort Wayne Museum of Art, Toledo Arts Commission, and by viewers like you. Thank you. Now back to the episode.
What got you into doing not only this technique, but working with glass as a medium?
First of all, I've been drawing for a long time because, my parents, they are art teacher and they both are artists. So I've been drawing since I was little. And then I went to, when I was in undergrad, I was in ceramic major. After I was in a third year in ceramic, and then my friends actually took me to the glass conference, so I saw a lot of artists and a lot of glass artwork there, so I fell in love with the glass.
It sounds like you kind of married your interest in both painting and working with glass as a medium, and you're kind of able to do this enameling and really hone in on both those skills that you've acquired.
Oh, thanks. Yeah. That sounds...
I couldn't do this. I can't even color my numbers, so you're doing far better than I could ever do. Now, where did this image come from? What inspired you to create this?
So I'm from China, so I've been growing up in the Chinese culture environment. Most of my work, I use the symbolic imagery into my work. So for example, in this work, I use frog and some plants like grapes and squash and pomegranate, and so they are all the symbolism, like elements from Chinese culture, and they all means fertility. So my works mostly talk about women's situations.
So this kind of speaks to the fertility of being a woman, and in regard to how that speaks to the society?
Yes and no.
Okay.
So I use a lot of like symbolic imagery, like talking about fertility, but I use it as a sarcastic way. My generation grew up in the time period called one-child policy. It's only happened in my generation. So what I was trying to say is, like, back in the time, and the society or the government, they don't want you to have more kids, but now society encourages you to have more kids, and also in America. So like this piece is kind of how I feel after thousands of years. Women are still like not struggling, but we're still surrounded by the problem to have the right for our own body. It's a great thing for this project, the Momentum project, is because I'm able to utilize the glass. This specific glass is called mirror view glass. So the whole glass is actually a mirror, but it can fire in the kiln. So that's the glass I pick. It's like work perfectly for my idea because the problem is invisible.
Kind of backtracking to the actual material you used, it's kind of this political statement in addition to just the passion of creating, but you're kind of showing that, you have to shine light on the issues for them to be visible.
Yes.
Otherwise, you're just looking at yourself, not knowing anything. Right?
Yeah, yes, exactly.
Wow. Chuchen's story in art is both inspiring and moving. On my way to the festival, I came across even more art that moved me. Oscillation is an interactive installation by the Urban Conga that uses sight, sound, and movement to spark engagement. And it's really fun.
It has a sensor in there, so the closer you get to it or the farther away you are from it, it'll make a little noise. Some of them are a little more interactive than the others. I can't quite get them all to talk to me, but that little cube over there seems to like to be my friend, so. Oh, look, it's lit up on this side too. Oh my goodness.
Promenade Park is full of vibrant colors and sounds from the Momentum Festival. Since 2017, the city of Toledo has come together to celebrate art, industry, and community in September. Running into a familiar face, I channeled my own glass creativity. They say you can't rush art, though I'm not sure a little extra time is going to help me here. I did have fun though.
Thank you so much. Okay, perfect.
Let it dry for a bit.
There it is. I'm clearly not an artist, but there you go. Watch Finding Festivals.
Another glass art form that has fascinated me is glass blowing. Rob from Firenation was able to walk us through the process in their travel studio. Yeah, who knew kilns could be portable?
So Firenation has been part of the Holland community and even the 419 for the past 20 years. So
Correct.
What got you into glass blowing?
I started at Bowling Green State University when I was in college. I first went into music and realized I did not want to be a music teacher. So I went into art, and glass blowing has always, once again, captivated my watching, and I realized that you could do it. There was a group of 6 classes. You can take 3 out of the 6, and glass blowing was one of them. And I took the beginning class, and I was hooked. And that was in the late 80s, early 90s. Of course, that was before the internet, before you could see this. So, and you can get your degree in glass blowing from BGSU. When it is totally full, it has about 400 pounds, so it's a little smaller. So the process is pretty much all the same. We go in there and we call this a gather. We actually go inside the furnace, spin the pipe and grab some glass out of there. And then the little flat plate that we have right there is called a marver. It was actually originally marble, so that's why they would call it a marver. So Davis will put a little pressure on the pipe, and it's called thumbing up. He will put a little pressure on there and put his thumb over it, and it will automatically expand and blow into a little bubble.
This year is the International Year of Glass, and as an artist who works with glass as a medium, I mean, what does that mean to you?
It is awesome that people have that like glass that much, and especially in the town of Toledo, where the original studio glass movement started. It started here at the art museum, and which is so nice that it's come back to here where its roots are. And it's nice that people recognize that glass is such a part of our life. I mean, it's such a great material, just like Davis and I have been doing all day. We make a piece that's made out of clear, we're done with it, we throw it back in the furnace, and it can be remelted. Glass touches our lives for so many things, and we take it for granted out of a drinking bottle or I enjoy a nice good cocktail. I mean, it's and the glass complements the cocktail. So it's so many things that, about glass that it's so nice that people recognize it, because I think that, once again, people take it for granted, but now we've come to embrace it and love it as an art.
I completely agree, especially when you're talking about cocktails. I'm like, yes, you have the martini glasses, but then you have the tequila glasses.
Absolutely,
The glass makes it all.
That's correct,
right?
that's correct.
Yes,
yes.
It makes the experience better.
That's correct.
You can't have a margarita and martini glass, it's just not
No,
how
it's
it
not the
works.
same. No, it's not the same. The martini does not taste the same.
Exactly.
I could honestly watch glass blowing for hours, but we only have a few minutes left and have so much more to see.
Stay glassy, Toledo.
Would you believe me if I said a bike ride could be art?
So this is a process to turn it on.
The canopy exhibit gives the saying, pedal to the metal, a whole new meaning.
All that work and it deflates so quickly.
Woo! That was a lot of pedaling, which deserves a scoop of ice cream.
This is the ginger. I wanted a little spice, so here we go. That was very good.
In addition to glass, Toledo has gotten recognition for being home to the largest mural in the United States. Project manager Christina Casper and documentarian Nick Corbin shared with me the story behind the massive project.
Where did this all kind of start?
Right. It was actually a day like today on a boat like one of those, and a couple of women were on the river at sunset with glasses of wine, and they passed that site and they said, we should paint that. That's a cool canvas. And eventually called me. I'm an art consultant by trade, and they thought I might be able to help them. And that's how it started. It literally was it was kind of a dream, and it was like, yeah, that'd be cool.
How long did it take from that initial conversation to now with it being painted for the whole project to come to fruition?
So we started painting June 2nd of 2021, and there was about a year of logistics prior to that. There's so much energy behind this. It's not even really an art piece anymore. It's kind of become a movement.
Beyond just having this piece, but there's an educational component, not just for grade school kids, but even for other artists, so they can almost have a blueprint for them to bring their projects to fruition.
That was our intention. And it is available for free on our website with intention, so it's accessible to all. You know, you don't have to go to the right school. You don't have to be in the right zip code. You have access. Anybody has access to it.
So it really is a pay-it-forward program or project, I should say.
It is.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love that. You've documented the entire process of the Glass City Riverwalk.
Yeah.
What did that look like?
I just decided I'm gonna email the artist himself. 3 hours later, he emailed me back. He's an artist from LA. I'm thinking this guy's gonna tell me to pound sand, kick rocks, punk. I'm a big time artist. But no, three hours later, emails me back. Yeah, man, let's get on a Zoom call, me, you, and my manager. So anyway, we really hit it off. So that's really how I got involved. Hey, I'm gonna do this little, 10, 15 minute documentary thing. We found out that it was gonna be probably the biggest mural in the United States.
Wow.
You're not gonna do a 10-minute thing on the biggest mural in the United States. 16 months or so that I've been out there with, nobody, it's just me, right? Attaching GoPros to the lifts as they're going up, setting up cameras like this one here, doing time lapses, drone stuff, going to like every single event that they had, everything, filming every single thing. It's been insane. It's far too much work. I'm nuts for doing it. I'm still doing it. No idea how I'm gonna complete it, but I'm here.
People really appreciated what you put into it. So the passion and the hard work is seen. And that's kind of why I really wanted to talk to you. I feel like, even as a filmmaker, as a documenter, our art sometimes gets left in the shadows because it's one of those things that's expected, much like glass. It's part of our everyday, it's important, but you see right through it, right?
Yeah.
So what is that? When you go into, especially documenting art like that, you as an artist have to use your creativity components in order to create the documentary. So what does that process look like for you?
I think in this documentary with this river wall, what is the point? Right? We know we're painting something, sure, obviously. But what's the point of the whole thing? It's not just about the East Side, it's not just about Toledo, it's not just about Ohio, it's about the United States altogether, right? We have this unbelievably maligned and looked over side of town that feels like they're recognized for nothing, and now they're going to be recognized worldwide as being the neighborhood of the largest mural in the United States. So it's that through line of thought every day, how do I show that? It's not really about the painting, it's about the people who did it, it's about the neighborhood, it's about the whole thing.
And that's but that part of it is what's important, right? So those people aren't forgotten, but you're documenting it as well.
I think that's the most important part.
Putting forth a weekend-long stage for creatives to share their passion and be recognized for their hard work is what makes Momentum so special.
So before they had this cube, they were actually doing the performances through the ribbon or the satin. I'm not quite sure the official name. But I've always been so fascinated by this performance art form. It's so cool. little assistance. I like it.
From the industrial history to the celebration of creativity, Momentum is so much more than an art festival. During the International Year of Glass, Toledo was put in the spotlight and reminded us all just how important this material is.
Glass City, we see you. I look forward to the next festival we find.
You can visit findingfestivals.com to learn more about the series, get updates through the digital newsletter, and connect with me on social media where you can access more content on festival fun.
I messed up. Boom, 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 boom. Try it again.
Do the plate thing.
Yes.
Oppa.
Oppa, oppa.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, very loud people.
You weren't kidding, that is a long title. Well earned though, right? That sounds great.
Do you need me to help pitch your art to sell later when we're done? Here you go. Yeah, I can't get that one to do anything.
It has festival in it.
Yes.
It's like fun.
Festivals are fun. You get it. You get the vibe. Okay, before I get yelled at, I'm gonna go.